YouTube, how you doing? What is going on, guys? It's your boy Ghostface here, back again with another daily, and just we're playing some more Call of Duty World War II. Got a new observer guys here today, and we're doing a 1v1 with one of my friends, and I just want to talk to you guys about the past update. Not much to talk about, in my honest opinion. I feel that this update has a really big impact in some ways, and then again, it didn't change much. Let's get into the small stuff first because we got plenty of time. Let's talk about the shotguns real quick. Or the shotgun that they actually buffed. They buffed the best shotgun in the game, which is kind of questionable, but I think it makes sense at the same time because all the shotguns, including the combat shotgun pre-patch, sucked. And I knew they buffed it before this one too, and it still didn't do anything. So I'm kind of glad they did it again, and now it's actually decent. But I mean, in my honest opinion, I could give two fucks about the shotguns in Call of Duty World War II because I feel like I've given up on them. I made a video about it; it got over 200 views or some shit like that. And I mean, like a lot of people are concerned about shotguns in this game, and I'm glad to see that they're actually carrying, they're actually buffing the best shotgun in the game, being the combat shotgun. Is clearly the best, but it's kind of questionable why they didn't do anything to the other shotguns. Do they really only want one shotgun to outdo everything else? In my honest opinion, I feel like, okay, you did help out one thing, but I mean, you don't want to see just one shotgun being used. I'll be completely honest, I want to see some Brecci users. I want to rage about the Brecci. Shotguns in this game are non-existent. I mean, now after the patch, I mean, a lot of people are using the combat shotgun, but I mean, the Brecci? I haven't seen the Brecci in a long time. Haven't seen the fucking sawed-off in a minute. Only time I ever see the sawed-off is in the pit when, like, we all the other guns suck. And you're just like, you know, let's fuck around with the sawed-off because it sucks and we're just gonna fuck around with it because it's 1v1 in the pit, whatever. That's the only time I see the combat shotgun, I mean, the sawed-off in Call of Duty World War II. And aside from that, I mean, the combat shotgun just dominates. And I feel like, in my opinion, they should have just buffed the other shotguns along with it. Not anything crazy, but, you know, just to make it plausible. Because right now, the only usable shotgun is the combat shotgun. The LMGs didn't really change anything. They never really do. I feel like LMGs... The last game where the LMGs were really reasonable... I'm not gonna lie to you guys, actually. Infinite Warfare had some decent LMGs. I think the Raw... I made a whole video about the Raw Liberty. It was actually really cool. LMGs are never bad. They're just never game-changing when they buff or nerf them, so I guess it doesn't really fucking matter. One thing I want to talk about, though, is the fucking FG nerf. That is one of the bigger things. And then we'll get into the subs, which is really controversial. But let's get into it. The FG42 became the #1 weapon in the Call of Duty World War II after a whole bunch of bullshit happened, right? After the bar got nerfed the first time, and then it got nerfed again, and then, you know, everybody started using it, and everybody started using the FG instead of the bar. And then after that, they said, you know what, the FG's getting used too much, we're gonna get rid of the FG. And they reduced the fire rate so fucking much. Here's what I think. How are you going to reduce the FG's fire rate so dramatically? Right? You reduce the FG's fire rate so dramatically, but yet when you reduce the fire rate of the bar, you only reduced it by 1 bullet. Like, if you actually compared the bar pre-patch to the bar after the patch, it was only a 1 bullet difference. That's how much it reduced the fire rate by. You finished the magazine 1 bullet later. So basically, it was no fucking difference. And I mean, when they did the recoil, I mean, that was a big difference, and that made people switch over to the FG, but they really didn't mess with the bar that much the way they messed with the FG. They fucked up the recoil and they fucked up the fire rate. So at this point, the FG is useless. They basically killed the FG42. And in my opinion, that is a very interesting decision. I think that the bar, I mean, after all the nerfs and whatever, and I think they said they plan on nerfing it again, so I don't think the bar is like overpowered still like it used to be when the game first launched, but I still feel like, yo, what the fuck are they doing with the ARs? Why they mess with the ARs so much? Just mess with the subs. And that just goes right into the next topic, which is the 2 SMGs that got buffed, which shouldn't have gotten buffed, and 2 other SMGs should have got buffed. But let's get into it. The MP40 for some reason got buffed. Now, in my opinion, this was just a dumb decision, if I'm being honest with you. I think the MP40 should be in Call of Duty World War II. I think it should be a fun weapon, and it is a fun weapon. Even pre-patch, it was a decent weapon to use. I don't think it was terrible. I just don't think it was the best SMG in the category. Obviously, the PPSH, in my opinion, is the best. That's because I play competitive, but I mean, let's be honest, it probably is overall the most balanced SMG in the game with every stat. So, I mean, I really didn't care about the MP40 at all, but now MP40 and the Tommy, I mean, the Tommy, in my opinion, was the second best sub, or at least the third. But now, I mean, the Thompson outguns the PP ridiculously up close. MP40 does pretty much the same goddamn thing. And what's crazy about it is MP40 almost challenges the PPSH in range and accuracy. So, I mean, it's kind of scary now. I think it's kind of cool that the PPSH has competition now. But the fact of the matter is, you're making all this competition in the subcategory. But at the end of the day, the subs are still not better than the ARs. It's like, at the end of the day, the only SMGs in the category that shoot faster and kill faster than the bar up close is the WAF and the Thompson. And even after this update, it's the same thing. The bar still kills faster than almost every SMG in this game. So why the fuck are you not buffing the PPSH? Why are you not buffing the Type 100? Maybe not the Type. If you would have touched the Type 100 and like fixed the fire rate, it would be the God gun. Let's be real. So maybe not the Type 100. If you would have buffed the PPSH, or you would have buffed the grease gun, you know, I feel like that would really be impactful in this game. But for some fucking reason, they decided to mess with the two SMGs that not a lot of people care about. I like the Tommy gun. I'm not gonna lie. I think the MP40, it doesn't get that much love. But the Tommy gun is actually really, really cool to use, and it's one of my favorite SMGs in the game. It looks the best in my opinion. I like World War II, the history of World War II. So in my opinion, the Thompson is my favorite weapon from World War II, the best historical weapon. I like the Tommy, I really do, but I don't think it's that important enough for you guys to buff the fire rate the way you did today. It shot fast enough already. Now it shoots almost faster than the WAF, which is ridiculous. But I don't know, man. I feel that not today's update, I'm an idiot. Yesterday's update was kind of questionable. I mean, the decisions they made, it really impacted the game, and you can see the meta's changing already. Like in competitive, nobody uses the FG42 anymore. Everybody switched back over to the bar. And then even in pubs, you see it. Like the FGs have disappeared, and we went back to bars. And the new subs, I mean, a lot of people are using subs in this game now. Kind of like the way the beta was. Some people may complain about that, but in my opinion, I would rather have a more sub-oriented game and Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is a faster paced FPS game. If it was something like CS or Halo, like I could give two fucks about what the SMGs do. But in a game like Call of Duty where everything's fast paced and most of your gunfights are up close, it's really frustrating to lose your gunfights when you're using an SMG to a bar. That's all I gotta say about that. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you please smash that like button, subscribe as always, check out all my other recent videos, add my friend Toxic Empire, he's fucking hilarious. And all the way guys, it's been your boy Ghostface here, YouTube. I'll see you fucking later.